Good morning. I've gotten to visit quite a bit lately. I was laying in bed last night, overthinking the canvas tote chicken idea. I was thinking about how it has the pocket only on one side of the canvas tote, and how that's the side that has the hooked on wishing crochet on it, and how I am left-handed. So I put the bag over my left shoulder, and I was trying to imagine which end of the bag I should put the chicken on. It's the same thing with a purse, how you throw your purse over your shoulder and usually make the pocket sticking out so you can dig your hand awkwardly in there for your keys. I was trying to decide that front profile side would be this side. So the chicken's going on this side, which is also the zipper pull side. We're in the dining room today. I needed a big open flat space. In July, I had a big birthday party, and I put all the leaves in the table, and I didn't take them out. That's okay. We've been utilizing the space. So I was laying there in bed thinking about the crazy chicken. I was checking to make sure. I'm gonna move my coffee over here if you don't mind. Thank you. Let's come in a little. I moved the doily for the chicken closer to closer to the air conditioning vent, so it's nice and crisp, so we can get. I'm sorry I keep moving you. I thought I had you sitting in the most comfortable seat of the house. That works. I put the doily by the air conditioning vent, or the airflow vent. I don't have the air conditioning on right now. It hasn't been hot enough for the air conditioning, but it hasn't been cool enough for the heater. We're in the perfect spot. Oh, hey, that plant probably needs some water over there, huh? I should have crocheted a plant for that corner. It would still be green. Oh, I haven't looked at that plant in a while. It's a good thing I'm recording in here today. Maybe I can take off some of the expired leaves and give it some water and maybe a name, make it feel loved. So I have the doily off of my my Harbor Freight blocking foam. I'm gonna set that right behind you. Coming in close. All right, so I got that going. Come on, scoot a little closer. We're all friends. So here is my crisp doily. Turned out very cute. My final round is the only round that I altered, and I did a little 10 double crochets with a 3 chain picot, 10 double crochets. I used a larger hook so that when I skipping to working into the third, that it lined up to this little, I think it was like a honeycomb kind of motif. It did give it like a deer look to me. That's my mind, always finding faces and abstract shapes. So the idea was I was going to use this lace, and the reason why I didn't put those all the way around is I was thinking the extravagant feathers on my chicken's back. Hazel, we're recording. We have company. Yeah, don't chew up garbage under the table. Thank you. Was thinking that this would look like back feathers and then those fluffy underbelly feathers. And then I left this spot blank for the top edge of the back and chicken head. So under the chicken head, the fluff starts. I want to take this lacy ribbon and attach it, gotta fold that raw edge under, and attach it where the first ruffle starts. And then follow it along. Oh, let's just pin it together. I'm gonna pin it together, lay it down before I sew it on. That way I could measure twice, cut once. I wanted to add that that border. I was thinking the ruffle would kind of, the lace would fluff the little ruffle layer. I want it to be a 3-dimensional, not bulky or too full, but just a little added technique, a little added detail, add some pizzazz. Oh, did it make it all the way around? What are you working on today? It's a Monday. Do you get to stay home today? You have some errands to run out in the world? I have work today. I have just a little short shift, my usual 9:30 to 1:30, and it's local, so that's always nice. It was a ideal situation when the kids were a little bit more dependent on me picking them up and dropping them off from school. But of course, my schedule changes with life. Life of the clients, needs of the clients. That's probably a more polite way to say that. Okay, so we have a little ruffle. I will hand stitch that on with a little needle and thread. And then I can pin it to the canvas so we can see. And I want to turn it because my little chicken body isn't completely symmetrical. They're like a semicircle. At first I was looking at patterns for semicircles. I found quite a few thread crochet doily style fans from the 1920s and 30s. I guess fans were very popular. But I didn't think that those would work very well. I mean, that's not very stiff, and then the constant fanning movement, they must add super starch. More chicken head. I will attach the YouTube video I found. It's a whole crocheted chicken by Carrie's Crochet, Carrie's Corner. Carrie's awesome. She has a chicken motif that, so I followed the head, it worked in rows, and then you get down to the bottom and then you do these individual little feathery accents, and then you crochet all the way around it. And then she has a part, which I strayed. My beloved chick out in the yard, she has more of a rose comb, which is not the line, but more of a shorter, fuller comb, like a rose on her head. So I kind of wanted to work with that a little bit. So I didn't make it all tall and extravagant. Plus I thought it looked a tiny bit more rooster. And then I got my wattle, which because I didn't use the same hook size and the same yarn size that Carrie did, I needed to alter it a tiny bit. So I did some singles, some half doubles, some doubles, and then some triples. And I did not attach it at the bottom so that when I tack it down, I could fold it over a tiny bit. Or leave it dangly. That's kind of one of their attributes. So I have the head, which just works perfect. It's a perfect distance from point to point. How I had all those points on there on the doily. So tack that on. Gotta be careful, my poor little fingers. Let's add some caffeine to these pins. So we got that. We have chicken ruffle. We have chicken head. We have chicken head. My chicken needs some legs. There's no legs to this pattern. They're usually like sitting all fluffed up on a huge pile of delicious breakfast eggs. I did a little granny triangle, which I thought looked like the fluffy part of her body coming down into this delicious thick thigh. I made it extra long, and at the end I tied a knot for a knee, like those little amigurumis that sit on shelves, how they have like the little knee bend and they tie like a little knot in the little knee bend. I thought it was cute. I can take that knot out. It's just super loose and slipped in there. So I crocheted the legs completely flat. I did 4 double crochets, super long. And then at the end of the 4, I did some chains and some singles to make these crazy little, how am I supposed to show these just right? Hello! Made these crazy little chicken legs, chicken feet. And then when I slip stitched into the last little tiny one, I made the one in the middle the longest, because that's how my chicken lickens are. Then I folded the whole thing in half, single crocheted all the way up the back side. When I got up here closer to the thigh, I just left it open so it's a little wider. It feels secure. The idea was that I wanted these to dangle. So I don't want it under the ruffle because then you won't be able to see the granny part. I pinned it when I pinned the bottom ruffle, I should have put the thigh in there because I want it tucked under a bit. I don't want it under the ruffle because then you can't see the crochet. I'm sorry, I'm talking with a pin in my mouth. I don't want it under the ruffle because I want the crochet to be the ta-da. Let's do it like this. Perfect. I put it between the 2 peacoats to the double crochet ruffle. Then you could still see the granny and I can angle it so her legs are excited to be at a yarn crawl. And even after the yarn crawl, this is just going to be a fun tote bag. Like when I go to the farmer's market, when I go to the post office to take all my happy mails. Speaking of happy mails, I posted a video last night, just a fun little video, where I was making a new project, my whips. I'm in the dining room. We could talk about that whip pile and it's not even gonna hear me right now. I have some dusty old whips over there that I really need to, I like to have 2 projects going at once. One, it's just lighthearted, fun, simple stitches, creating something that I can work on in the car, on the go. And then I like to have more of a complicated puzzle challenging project. Those dusty old whips, they're to the point where I'm just growing length on them. They're garments, always garments. I get to the longest part, the longest stretch of the clothes part of a garment, and I don't lose interest. Get bored? That's losing interest, isn't it? It ends up getting set aside and discarded for a while. I need to pull one of those out constantly. That needs to be one of my works in progress. I'll work on it. Whips. Oh, so I started a new whip. And so I posted some pictures of just some colors and some yarns, the little color palette. And I thought it would be fun if you guys wanted to guess. What was it? 24 minutes? 29 minutes? Less than half an hour after I posted the video. You detectives, you figured it out. Sherry Knowles figured it out. Commented right away. I was so excited. That was fun. I was thinking each day of this crazy long project, I would have to post clues. No, you guys are good. You guys are artists. She used her artist's eye and got it right away. I'm gonna send her something extra happy in the mail. I love getting mail. It's not a bill, not a demand, just something enjoyable, something you didn't pay an arm and a leg for. Okay, let's see. We got chicken body, ruffled and fluffled. We have a chicken head with a human eye and a golden beak. And we have two crazy chicken legs, which now that I'm looking at it, she looks a little wild-legged. To fix her a little bit. But for a dry run, I'm pinning it all together to see if it all mashes and meshes and doesn't look ridiculous. I got my creation. Presenting the crazy leg chicken. Ta-da! She's got some crazy legs. I think I need to bring these together a little bit. But I like how they're just like dangling on the front of the bag. How's that? My crazy chicken. It's a pretty doily. It matches the trimmings on the bag. Got my ruffle. Definitely did my ruffle. I filled the space nicely. It's nicely centered in the space. When the bag is, I know she's just pinned on, but when the bag's pulled out and on my arm, on my shoulder, and I'm shopping with a huge smile on my face because I'm in a yarn store. Oh, the bag will be full like this, full of yarn and notions and brand new patterns. Yes. Oh, she's facing me. Do you want her facing out into the world? Yeah, I didn't overthink that in my sleep last night. I think I want her head on this side. This is the side with the hooked on wishing. Yeah, I think that was my left-handed tendency to make her face this way. I think I'd rather, oh, I can't. I cannot flip her head to the other side because I'd have to mirror it, and that's the back side of the chicken. We're okay. Totally overthinking this. I do that. I get a project in mind, I start drawing it out so I don't forget the bits and pieces to it, and then my mind's eye takes over and we get extra pieces and extra details and I don't need it. I thought I sewed in all the ends. Oh, that's for my chicken legs. What do we think? Thumbs up? Can I get a thumbs up? For as many views as we get on this video, can I get that many thumbs up? Or, oh no, don't do that. Just leave a comment below if you think that there's something I can change or an element I could add. I did think on that last row, I could have put like a little bead on each one. It's too much. I will never be done with this crazy chicken if I don't cut down the creativity and just be content. Crazy chicken. I thoroughly enjoyed this project and I will be very proud to carry my bag on the 2023 Sierra Nevada Yarn Crawl. I will hand stitch the ribbon on, and then the next topic, how am I gonna get that chicken on that canvas bag? The bag is pretty thick. I don't have to have it 110% secure, every stitch attached. I think I can loosely go around her body, definitely go around her head with some matching thread. I have very sharp hand sewing needles, so that wouldn't be a problem. It could go through. And then her chicken legs dangle, so I might want to, you know, like tack the thighs. Don't want them chicken thighs getting away. I also thought about double-faced interfacing, like quilters use when they want to bond two pieces of fabric together. But then because it's an open hold doily, that interfacing is going to show through. And I really like that the color of the canvas came through on the doily. That's why I picked an open pattern for it. Sewing. Oh, what about some, well, I could sew it and then maybe tack it down with a little bit of fabric glue. That's pretty secure. And the fabric glue does some give and take. So as I'm stuffing my bag full of yarn and then taking the yarn out and the fabric's bending and moving, it has some pliability to fabric glue. I don't know. How would you do it? Leave a comment box below. I have to remember to say those things. So that's that. Oh, I wanted to show you what I've been working on. Candy time. I think this was Joann Fabrics 2021, 2022. Some clues. I found a YouTube tutorial. So the kind woman that printed the Hooked on Wishing crochet for me is a Disney fan. Her whole family's a Disney fan. I love it. It's so fun. So I have periwinkle, light periwinkle. I was digging through my yarn nest in the movie Secrets of Nim. They have the little mice, and the mice go on a trip, and she leaves a crow, I might be remembering it wrong, to take care of her little children. And the crow builds a nest to attract a female crow. Anytime I pull out balls of yarn like this all wadded up. Okay, I'm gonna take a few minutes and ball this. It is, I think it was called Party Lights? It's a nice medium 4-weight yarn, but it's got some glitter in it. I thought that would be perfect for my amigurumi. Then I experimented with a few different color pinks. I had a hot pink, which would be fun, and it would go well with the blue sparkly, but wasn't quite true to character. I have to pick the exact colors as close as possible, the exact colors, in order for the personality and characteristics to just come through on these projects. Otherwise, it doesn't settle right with my mind. Supposedly, these two colors were the giveaway on my character. So when I do amigurumi, we usually start with some basic shapes. This one we started with a round circle for a mouth. You fold it in half. He's gonna have an open mouth. It's awesome. And got my colors. I don't know if I'll be using these 3. This is a Hirschner's cotton. This is, okay, presenting the last Hirschner's cotton I will ever be ordering. And then this was some Hirschner's. This was from an Afghan kit, and their Afghan kit yarn, it was an amazing price for the kit. I thought it was spectacular. All that yarn and the pattern and everything for such a low price. But the Afghan yarn was so thin. So I might be using this as to embroider accents on. I'm not sure, but the colorway fits perfect. But I also have the cotton just in case. It's not the same texture as the Red Heart Super Saver, but that might be to my benefit too, because sometimes you want accents to pop a little differently, either with tone or with shape or texture. It's in my project bag. That's garbage, made its way into my bag. Here is the little body part that I followed on the YouTube tutorial, and I got it all fluff and stuffed. Body. Can you guess what it is yet? Sure you can. How's that? Look at all the person. Ah, good morning. This was a fun head design. So on the stitch YouTube tutorial I found, she has you refer to another video which she makes a universal headpiece, and it's called an open mouth headpiece. And this is an awesome little design, so quick to put together. You make your circle, you fold it in half, you single crochet around the back, which makes this perfect little bite angle. It's awesome. You start working your top. When you get down to the row, you connect just the top pieces. And then you're going down to the bottom, and then you're continuing to this is so secure. I didn't make 2 half clamshells and then awkwardly try to hold it together and fold that mouth in there. This was smooth. This is a nice way. I could do a lot of different things with this concept. In a huge blanket yarn, I can imagine a little kid trying to feed it. There'll be some little teeth attached, which is coming up, and of course some big ears, and those eyes aren't quite right. I have some embroidery thread to do more of the tear shaped, but I wanted to get my black pupil in there before I stitched it and closed it up. So that's all stitched and closed up. He's just a hacky sack. Do you think my teenager would be into a hacky sack? That's kind of fun. Keep it in your backpack, and at lunchtime you can like kick him around a little bit. I also thought if I made a stitch one and then a frog one, like the little frog scene in the Disney movie, that would be cute. And it's just about the right, maybe a little bigger, would be the right size for Disney ears. Oh, there's so much you could do with this. So much. I need to keep the whip pile in mind and finish this project. He's gonna attach to his little body. Not much now, because Stitch really is about his ears and his markings, but we're working on it. And then she has an incredibly simple little way to make his little claws. They're little puff stitches. It's just a 7-loop puff. And it balances so well. You got the bottom of your foot, you got the little claws, which add the balance, and they're a bit shorter. Let me get my face out of there. Well, we'll do some still pictures. I'll add it to the end of the video. I really enjoy doing that. So we got one little leg. Today's goal is work on the other little leg, the 2 little arms, and then we'll start working on details. It doesn't quite, we can make him sitting. We can make him standing. She has, in her video, she shows examples of both. But even sitting, his little claws are popping up there. We can add personality by tilting his head. Be looking up. I think in one of hers, he's looking up and his arms are sticking out and he's doing a fun dance. Stitch in the making. I'm working on it. So that's what I have in the bag to play with today. Today I have work. It's Monday, we have boxing. Oh, I have to think of something for dinner. We have no more leftover spaghetti. That only lasted 2 days. It's a nice, beautiful day out. I wonder if we can make, I think I have some French fries in the freezer. Wonder if I prepped some hamburgers, if I could talk hubby into starting the grill. If he's out on the grill grilling, that gives me some sitting time with my bag. We'll see. Actually, that sounds really good. Sunny day, it's still warm out. Good morning. Well, thank you for visiting. That's what I have going on today. It was a nice longer visit today. I will attach some videos, some pictures at the end of the video of a still picture of the chicken. And I will attach the links for the stitch video. And I think that's it. I'll attach those at the end. Thank you for visiting. Have a great day. Bye.